Kevin Hunter here on the Business Forum Show. My special guest in studio with me is Amanda Owen from Mint Valley Credit Union. And I invited Amanda in today because we want to talk about a really important subject, and that is getting pre-approved from your own bank or credit union before you go out car shopping. Now, there's a number of things that you need to take into consideration, and I'll recap them here quickly for you. Number one is know what your own budget is. Secondly is know your credit score, and we'll give you some tips on how to get that information. Third, there are some documents that you need to make sure that you bring with you when you go car shopping, and we'll give you some ideas on what those are. Fourth, if you need a co-signer and your credit situation may drive that, make sure that you have somebody identified and a good, responsible person for that. Number five is get pre-approved. That's what this video is about. Get pre-approved for your car loan before you go car shopping so you know what you have to work with as far as rates and amounts, etc. And the last two items here is know what you want. Make sure you do some price comparisons of the car or truck that you're planning on looking at, and so you have an idea of what the value is so you aren't just getting screwed on the overall price. And the last item here is your trade-in. Make sure that you have an idea of what your trade is worth, and we'll go into some suggestions here shortly on how to do that. So first of all, Amanda, thanks for coming in and sharing with us some of your background. Now, you work with Mint Valley Credit Union, and you actually wear a lot of different hats in the credit union, right?
Definitely.
So you write loans, you help people at the front counter, you do a lot of different things there.
Yep. We do everything all in one.
Okay, so let's start with this, knowing your budget and knowing your credit score. What are some suggestions that you have for people there?
I suggest you write down everything that you pay each month, whether it be a phone bill, insurance, rent, groceries, gas, all of that, and know how much you're able to afford towards a car. Even if that is putting money aside for anything else, just make sure you know how much you can afford in a car.
And how does somebody go about learning what their credit score is? Because a lot of car buyers do know this in advance, but there's many that don't. How do you find out what your credit score is?
There's lots of websites. I know freecreditreport.com, and even the credit reporting agencies. TransUnion, I know for a fact, you go to their website. Equifax, Experian, they'll give you some sort of a free credit report.
Okay, excellent. Let's talk about some of the documentation that a car shopper should have with them when they either visit your credit union to get a pre-approval or are going on to the car dealership. What are some documents they need with them?
First off, you're going to need your driver's license, especially if you're going to be driving a car, test driving it. Proof of insurance, just to make sure you're safe when you're driving. Pay stubs, most current ones. Debt obligations, make sure you know what you pay for each month. And references. It's really nice to know people that know you, that can get a hold of you if we can't get a hold of you.
Excellent. Let's talk about the cosigner. There's some considerations that if somebody does need a cosigner based on what their credit might be, what are some considerations they should make around a cosigner, and why would somebody need one to begin with?
So good things about a cosigner is you may need them if your credit score is pretty low, or if you've pulled your free credit report and it's not quite as high as you want as an interest rate. Cosigner is a good person that has a good credit score, preferably quite a bit higher than you if yours is low, good income, and good debt to income ratios. Make sure they have good money coming in, because that's going to be an obligation for them on their credit report.
Okay. And then the actual pre-approval process. I've had people tell me, because our video titled The 13 Car Buying Mistakes, I'll get some comments and also a number of emails sometimes from people because one of the suggestions we make is get pre-approved on your car loan and talk to your own bank or credit union before you go shopping. And some people will say, well, our bank doesn't do this at all. Describe what the pre-approval process is that you have with the credit union and what you arm people with so that they can go car shopping with some intelligent information in their hands.
So with our pre-approval process, first you'd have to fill out an application, do all of the steps that you would need. We would ask that you would know at least what type of car you're looking for, or at least a price range you're comfortable with payment-wise. And then we will arm you with a letter saying that you've been approved in a certain term with an interest rate and how much you can walk out that door with.
That's excellent. And the last piece is you already mentioned about knowing what you want, and then also the trade. Any suggestions that you have for people with regard to those two items?
So my suggestion is knowing what you want is the type of car. If you plan on trading it in, know that in 3 years that car is going to be worth less than what you paid for it when you bought it 3 years ago. And that goes towards trade-in too. If you're going to trade it in, know that if it's worth $7,000 now, it's not going to be in 6 months when you want to trade it in.
Okay, and a suggestion that I have for people on trading is because a lot of people really neglect this. They'll take their existing car, go car shopping without having done any homework, and then they arrive at the car dealer and often do not get a bid on their vehicle that was fair market price. So a very simple thing that you can do is make sure you call at least 3 different dealers to get comparative values, and good dealers will always give you that information right over the phone. You just need to know what year it is, what miles are on it, and what are the various finishes in the car, and good dealers will always give you that information over the phone. Check out this video. Make sure you take into consideration all the points that we've shared with you. We'll recap them again here in summary as the video scrolls in the credits. Make sure you check out all our video as well, the 13 car buying mistakes. There's additional information there that you'll find of great value to you. Kevin Hunter here on the Business Forum Show. Amanda Owen is my guest. Thanks for joining us.